Hey YouTube, it's me, Kitty. You may or may not know me, probably not. Anyway, I'm working on my first voice acting tips video. This video is mostly going to be about Final Fantasy voices. I know there are a lot of fan dubbers out there who do Final Fantasy fan dubs. I'm amongst you, you're not alone. And a lot of people have been asking me questions about my own personal fan dubs, and hopefully I will answer them and give people some good advice. So before I start with any kind of voice acting, I follow a couple of really easy steps. The first one is getting into character. And getting into character is so important and so underappreciated. And a lot of people will sound a lot like the character they're trying to, but they fall flat with emotion. And somebody who sounds like the character is totally into it, is really passionate with what they're doing, they're gonna get the part because they have the extra oomph to go that extra mile and really do a good job. Getting into character is the acting half of voice acting, and it's very important, and most people overlook it. So an example of getting into character is, say I was going to be Aerith. I say Aerith because Aerith is a lisp and bleh, it's yucky. So, say I was going to be her from Final Fantasy VII, I would picture her personality traits. She's very nice, she's very nurturing, maternal, she's loving, she's all these great things. So I would take those into account and, picture myself as those things. And when I was little, I used to play a lot of pretend. I would be a couple different characters. I like to write, so when I make up characters, they all have really outstanding personality traits, but as I'm writing those characters, I think like them. I get in their minds, and I will play the part of that character while I'm writing their chapters. Mentally, put yourself in that character, see through their eyes, feel what they feel, and you're pretty much in character at that point. And you have then mastered step 1. Step 2 is really easy. It's all in your head. It's pretty much just picturing what the character sounds like. So staying on our Aerith theme, she's very soft-spoken, she's very sweet, very loving, very Disney princess. So she's got this very sing-songy voice, and once I've pictured it, that's pretty much step 2. It's really just picturing what the characters sound like. Step 3 is capturing the way they talk. Now, not every character has a distinct way of talking. The best example of this that I can think of is Riku from Final Fantasy X. She's very breathy when she talks, especially after vowels at the ends of her words. Not usually at the beginning, but she has this very, after everything, it's like Michelle Branch. You're everywhere. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. She's very, I say no. She does have this breathy aspect. So the third step is really focusing on the way certain characters speak. Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII, she does that too. She has a really distinct way of talking. And again, if you sound like the character mostly, but you don't have the way they talk down, it's almost there, not quite. However, if you really capture and focus on the way they talk, you're more likely to get the part than if you just sound like them, because I've heard a couple of really good Lightnings that really capture the way she talks, the harshness, the coldness of her voice, but it's not low enough, or it's not quite high enough, or something. It's not quite spot on with the actual voice, but the way she's talking is worth the part. Alright, now that we've learned the 3 easy steps that I follow, let's get to individual impressions and helping out with those. So the first character that I get most of my questions about is Vanille from Final Fantasy XIII. Now, I really like Vanille, but a lot of people hate her because of her voice, but I like it, probably because I can do it. But anyway, I like her. So I follow those steps. So first, I picture Vanille's character. She's very bubbly, she's very happy, she's a little over-the-top happy because she's guarding her secret, sad, soft side and her kind of, terrible past. And she guards that. So those are her biggest character traits, and it allows her to switch from Vanille's so happy to Vanille's so sad and scared now in an instant, in a single scene. She can switch between those two personalities, and that's really important to her character. Then I picture her voice. It's, high-pitched. It's, hi, how you doing? I'm so happy. Hi. A very up-in-your-head voice. When I do it, it's like the top of my throat, I guess, is where I feel it. And then, once I've got those 2 things, I think of the way she talks. She's got an Australian accent, so I throw that on the end, and you get, these flowers, you remember them, right? And, that's happy Vanille. But in that same scene, she switches, and you get, what are you talking about? And don't say that! And these different emotions that Vanille is capable of in a single scene. So that's Vanille. I've pretty much covered the other two characters that people have questions about, Riku and Aeris. If you have any more questions, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Hopefully I'll have another video about accents, like a little accent tutorial. You know, I can do, really, I've got 3, maybe 4, including this one, because I'm American. Southern, British, Australian. Those are my voices for you next time. Bye!